Hey, it's Cole here. Welcome back to another video. Today is Mock Draft Monday. That means we got a mock draft here. This won't have any trades in it, and this will be a predictive mock draft. What I think will happen, not what I would do. What I think would happen. So, and that definitely does vary, especially with this number one overall pick. I'm gonna have this Panthers select C.J. Stroud. If I was a GM, I would take Anthony Richardson, but I think they take C.J. Stroud, and I think the Texans take Bryce Young. I think that's pretty simple. It's probably how it's gonna happen. Just C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. It could go opposite. They could take Bryce Young, and the Texans take C.J. Stroud. But here, Arizona Cardinals, no trades. Even though I think they will trade back, I'll have them go. Will Anderson makes sense. They lost J.J. Watt, and they definitely need some defensive help. They lost Zach Allen as well, so especially on that defensive line. Now the Colts. Anthony Richardson, I would take him over Will Levis. I think Will Levis is the more pro-ready QB as of now. And I just think the Colts take Will Levis. I think it's inevitable that the Colts do take Will Levis. They very well could take Richardson, but I think they take Will Levis. It seems like they're very high on Will Levis. Again, a predictive mock draft. They very well could take Anthony Richardson, but I think they take Will Levis. Here, Seattle Seahawks, I think if Anthony Richardson is available, you have to take Anthony Richardson. You're not going to draft up here in a very long time. And if you can get Anthony Richardson now, go ahead and take him. Let him sit behind Geno Smith for a year, maybe two, and just let him work. And then hopefully in a year or in a year or two, you have Anthony Richardson, and he is an absolutely dominating player. The Lions, I think they take Jalen Carter if available. Again, I still don't know how far he could fall. I still think he goes top 10, but very well he could slide. I will see. It seems like the Raiders are off of him, probably for other reasons, just in play. But I think this makes a ton of sense. And I have the Raiders going Devon Witherspoon. I think they go pretty much best player available. I believe if I'm looking at my board, he is the best player available. I might have Tyree Wilson over him, but I think they do go cornerback and not edge rusher. But so now the Falcons are available. I think they go Tyree Wilson. They definitely need some line help on the defensive line, and go Tyree Wilson. I think it's almost a miracle. Not a miracle, but like Tyree Wilson, I don't think should go that far down. He probably will. If I was able to, I think he's a top 5 player in this draft. So, but I think, these other players are being a little bit more valuable. Obviously, 4 quarterbacks, so he's going to fall down. But Bears, I am going Paris Johnson Jr. As of now, he's my offensive tackle 2 in this draft behind Anton Harrison. So again, this is completely fine. I think you could also take Darnell Wright, who kind of fits your scheme just a tad bit more, and that would make total sense for the Chicago Bears. That Eagles, and I think this is a complete wild card. If we're being completely honest, this is a complete wild card. The Eagles, they could go tackle, they could go wide receiver, they can go edge rusher. They could go like Brian Branch. I'm gonna have him take Nolan Smith here. I think they could take Nolan Smith wherever he is. Here he is, and I see him as a long-term Hassan Reddick replacement. Again, they're very similar. That's what many people are comping Nolan Smith as, just another Hassan Reddick, and I think it's just a long-term replacement for him. He's gonna want money soon, so go ahead and get your guy who you can pay for 5 years now, and you're not gonna have to worry too much about it. Titans, I have them going Peter Skoronski. I think they're very. I think if I had to choose, this is a team I think would trade up to 3 with the Arizona Cardinals to go ahead and get one of those quarterbacks. But I think I'm gonna have him take a Peter Skoronski. They need offensive tackle help. They need offensive line help in general, and Peter Skoronski can definitely be that guy. The Texans, they need some receiver help. I'm gonna have them go Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think he's the best receiver on this in this draft by a good bit. But again, it is just in general a weaker wide receiver class. But I do think Jackson Smith-Njigba is the first one off the board. And then the Jets, it's very. interesting here. I think if Peter Skronsky was available, they would go him, but I think I'm gonna give him Darnell Wright. Hopefully, they're hoping Mekhi Becton is gonna be fine on that left side, and they're gonna go ahead and take a tackle on that right side. But in general, if Mekhi Becton is not ready, well, they still got off at the tackle, which they do need. In the New England Patriots, they could go a lot of places. Cornerback and receiver make the most sense for me. I think that's where they go, and I'm gonna go ahead and have them take in. I'll have them going Quentin Johnston. Oh, wait, no, not Quentin Johnston. Zay Flowers. I knew I had him taking a wide receiver, but Zay Flowers. It seems like they're very high on Zay Flowers, and I very well could see Zay Flowers being the first receiver off the board. I think if he's available for the Patriots, they will take him. Hometown kid, pretty much. I don't know where he was born, but he went to college at Boston College. So, again, very close to Boston, where they do play. So that makes sense for the Patriots, and I think the Packers get kind of. I think they're pretty happy to be able to possibly get Quentin Johnston and draft Quentin Johnston in this mock draft, and I think they'll be completely happy to help get some receivers for Jordan Love. And then the Commanders, I haven't gotten Christian Gonzalez. I think they're in a position where they could genuinely take best player available. I think he is the best player available, so I think that is absolutely huge for the Washington Commanders. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they go Joey Porter. I think if that's available, I don't think that the Steelers pass on that. His dad played for the Steelers, so go ahead and get his son. And it definitely is a position of need as well. They're not forcing anything. Definitely a need for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Lions, this one definitely could be a wild card. They could trade down. I could definitely see that happening. But I'm going to go have Dalton Kincaid. I know they have Brock Wright, James Mitchell, Zylstra. And they're probably a lot higher than on those tight ends than I am. But I think it makes too much sense to go ahead and get another weapon for Jared Goff, and that would be absolutely huge for weapons that are fine, but they're not like insanely good weapons. I love Amon-Ra, I love Jameson Williams, but go ahead and get somebody else there. And then the Buccaneers, I have them going Broderick Jones. He's not Anton Harrison is still the best tackle in my opinion available, but I think maybe the NFL might not value him as I do. He is my number one tackle in this draft. But I think Broderick Jones here, they definitely need a left tackle after, what's his name? One of their offensive tackles retired, and I think Tristan Wirfs stays on the right side. I just can't see him. I can't see him switching to the left side. So they're going to go ahead and get a left tackle and Broderick Jones. And now the Seahawks are on the clock. And I have them going Lucas Van Ness. They drafted Nathan Richardson with their first pick. I think they could go edge in that pick as well if, he's not available. So go ahead and get your edge here in Lucas Van Ness, and I think that would be absolutely huge for that defense. Now the Chargers, I've got them going Bijan. It just makes too much sense. That it doesn't seem like Austin Eckler is going to stay there for long. He's probably going to be gone after this year. So go ahead and get your guy, Bijan. I think they've been rumored with Ezekiel Elliott, but it's Bijan. Ezekiel Elliott's not in his prime anymore. So go ahead and get Bijan Robinson. And the Ravens get pretty happy that they get Jordan Addison, in my opinion. They signed Odell Beckham, but I don't think that's the only piece they should add. I think getting Jordan Addison would absolutely be huge to help that receiver room of Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, which I think if you add Jordan Addison, that would be a heck of a receiving room just like that. Obviously, there can still be upgrades. Odell Beckham's only going to be there for 1 year. And, Rashad Bateman, he's been injured a little bit. I still think he's a very good wide receiver. I don't think he's a receiver one. Nor do I think Jordan Addison is going to be a receiver one. So I think they're definitely still going to be looking for a wide receiver one in the future. But I think Jordan Addison can definitely help in the long term and in the short term. The Vikings get pretty happy. Deontay Banks is still available. They need some cornerbacks. I know they brought in Byron Murphy. I still think they need another cornerback, though. That definitely was a big weak point in their defense last year. I mean, their whole defense was a weak point, but that cornerback group was not good. So getting Deontay Banks, pairing him up next to Byron Murphy, they lost Patrick Peterson. So I think that makes a ton of sense for the Minnesota Vikings. And the Jaguars, I think they go Brian Branch. I think they need some DB help, and Brian Branch is a DB that can do all. He can do so much. And I could see him going as high as 10 with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Jaguars are pretty happy with Brian Branch. The Giants, I was thinking about this one. So I'm going to have the Giants take, where's he at? John Michael Schmitz. They lost to Nick Gates. They could use a center, and John Michael Schmitz can be that center. The Cowboys here, I do have them going Brian Brzee, kind of help out that interior defensive line. because they definitely need that. They got a good defense. I think that's one of their main weak points is that interior defensive line, and Brian Brzee can help that a ton, absolute ton here. The the Buffalo Bills. I'm going DeJuan Jones. I wouldn't be satisfied with Spencer Brown. I believe is their right tackle. Go ahead and get DeJuan Jones as your right tackle. The Cincinnati Bengals, they need offensive line help. An offensive tackle, definitely. Then with Jonah Williams wanting out, as of now, I'm going to have them take Anton Harrison. He's the best tackle available, and after that, there's a big drop-off, in my opinion. You got Bergeron after that, which I think is fine, but like after that, it's definitely a big drop-off, and I see Cody Mock as the interior offensive line. So yeah, go ahead and get the next the best offensive tackle probably in this draft and for a little bit. The Saints, I've got them going Myles Murphy. After losing Davenport, after losing all these other defensive linemen, they definitely need some help with Myles Murphy or at edge rusher, and that's what Myles Murphy is going to do. And then the Philadelphia Eagles here, I have them. I think I had them taking. No, I had them taking Josh Downs. That's right, Josh Downs. I don't think Josh Downs goes in the first round, but they could definitely really use a slot. And one reason why I don't think they necessarily go, but I'm gonna have him take it. He's very similar to Devontae Smith stature-wise, physique-wise, and I just don't think they do that. But I don't know. I legit have no idea what they go for there. They don't need an edge. All of the best offensive tackles are off the board, so I don't think they go Bergeron. So I just have him taking receiver and Josh Downs, in my opinion, who's the next best wide receiver in this class. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, I just have him going edge rusher, Adebayo. And that's it, man. That is my mock draft for Mock Draft Monday. You want to go ahead and take a look. I don't care about your. I'm not paying as of now for PFF. Maybe one day, but that's it. CJ Stroud. I'm not gonna read it off. You can see the whole thing right here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this mock draft. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and share for more like this. I drop daily shorts and weekly videos just like this. So my name is Cole, and see you guys next time. Peace out.